Sometimes the quiet glow of a screen becomes the loudest voice in our lives, and in that glow, we forget the gentle space where our hearts once rested. Privacy is not about hiding, it's about protecting what is sacred inside us. When we guard our inner world, we guard the peace that keeps us whole. Our days are filled with notifications calling our names, pulling our thoughts in every direction. But the heart grows in silence, not in noise. To protect our privacy is to reclaim the space where our emotions can breathe. Sometimes stepping back is the first step to finding ourselves again. In a world that urges us to share everything, we forget the beauty of keeping some things just for ourselves. Every moment we post becomes a tiny window into our soul. The more we open those windows, the more vulnerable we become. Not everything precious is meant to be seen. Behind every screen, there are silent observers, systems that remember, strangers who scroll, algorithms that listen. We may not see them, but they see us. This is why guarding our privacy matters more than ever. Our hearts were never meant to be public property. Deep inside every person is a quiet room where dreams grow and faith whispers. This place is fragile, and the digital world can shake it easily. Protecting our privacy protects that sacred room, and when we guard it, peace returns to us. We delete photos, messages, and searches, believing they are gone forever. But the digital world rarely forgets what we leave behind. Every click becomes a trace of who we were in that moment. This is why wisdom must guide our choices before our fingers touch the screen. Temptation in the digital age rarely shouts. It whispers. A suggested video, a private message, a late-night scroll. What we choose in those quiet moments shapes the direction of our hearts. Every small decision becomes a step toward light or toward shadow. Some moments are too sacred to live on screens. Our hearts hold memories that should never be packaged as content. Privacy protects the purity that makes us human, and purity is a treasure we cannot afford to lose. We gather followers, yet feel more alone. We send messages, yet speak less from the heart. Digital connection comforts the mind but rarely feeds the soul. True closeness begins where the screen ends. The heart is like a garden. Whatever we allow in will eventually grow. This is why protecting our privacy is protecting our inner landscape. Not everyone deserves access to our thoughts, our fears, our dreams. The deepest parts of us must be guarded with care. There are moments when the digital world feels like a storm, loud, chaotic, overwhelming. In those moments, stepping away becomes an act of strength. Silence clears the mind and repairs the heart. Retreat is not weakness, it's wisdom. Solitude is not loneliness. It is where the soul breathes. When we disconnect from the world, we reconnect with ourselves. In this quietness, we rediscover meaning. Privacy turns solitude into a sanctuary. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors we choose when and how to open. Digital boundaries protect our emotional energy. They remind us that we decide who enters our world. A guarded heart is a strong heart. The heart was never designed to carry the weight of endless information. Scrolling without rest exhausts more than the eyes. It drains the soul. Protecting your privacy includes protecting your emotional capacity. Rest is a form of healing. Online, we can be anyone. Stronger, happier, braver. But sometimes these masks hide us even from ourselves. Privacy allows us to remove the mask and breathe honestly. Healing begins where pretending ends. Not every part of our lives is meant to be witnessed. Some moments grow deeper when they remain private. The unseen parts of us are often the most meaningful. Silence protects beauty in ways exposure never can. What we click, watch, and search becomes the mirror the digital world holds up to us. And slowly, it shapes our desires without us noticing. Protecting privacy is also protecting our minds from being molded. We become what we repeatedly consume. In a world that pressures us to share, saying no becomes an act of bravery. Refusing to expose ourselves is not weakness, it is wisdom. Your heart deserves protection even when others don't understand. Strength begins with knowing your worth. There are wounds the world does not need to see. Some healing happens only in silence, away from eyes and expectations. Privacy gives us the space to rebuild ourselves slowly. Healing is most powerful when it grows quietly. The online world shows perfection, but rarely truth. We compare our real struggles to other people's curated highlights. Privacy helps us detach from illusions and return to what is real. Truth lives in simplicity, not performance. What we allow into our minds eventually flows into our actions. This is why protecting our privacy is also a responsibility to guard our hearts from what harms them. A protected heart becomes a guiding light. Sometimes the bravest choice is choosing less noise, less exposure, less comparison. Privacy teaches us that peace grows in intentional simplicity. What we remove matters as much as what we keep. Less can protect the heart more than abundance ever will. Disconnecting is not abandoning the world. It is returning to yourself. The silence that follows is not empty. It is healing. Privacy gives us room to listen to what we've ignored for too long. Sometimes peace is found only when the noise finally stops. In a world where everything is shared, the things you keep private become even more precious. Your thoughts, your feelings, your inner world, these belong to you alone. Protecting your privacy is protecting your identity. You are worth guarding. At the end of every digital noise, we return to the one place that never changes, the heart. And the heart whispers a simple truth. What you protect becomes your peace. Choose privacy. Choose purity. Choose yourself.